Okay, cameras all good at the back? All good? Usual drill, we're going to start with the UK media first, and then we'll open it up to Indian media. David Charles, you want to pass the microphone? Gentlemen here. Go ahead, David.
Hi, Ollie. How we found it in the last few days, have you been able to sort of draw a line under what happened in Rice Cup? So the first defeat under Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum, where the scoreline's been quite wide. Previous defeats have been quite close, but this has been obviously a bit wide.
Yeah, I think we've kind of left it at the ground. Frustrating those last 2 days, especially from being right in the game after day two. So it's disappointing the way we played in the last 2 days, but we kind of realised where we went wrong and what we need to execute better. And it's just a skill set. It's nothing to do with the way we're going about things. It's just those fine margins. And when you come to India, they're an amazing team in their own conditions, and we're kind of aware that could happen at some point in the series. So it's just trying to, when we do get in a position of dominance or a position where we're neck and neck, is trying to drive it home as much as we can. But no, the vibe in the group's really good. I think that's what we've done well over the last few years. Is if we've gone down, we've kind of drawn a line under a poor performance, and the guys are sort of fresh and ready to go again. And yeah, left it at the ground.
Will trying to execute skills this week be helped by not having to face Justin Brooklyn?
Yeah, I mean, he's bowled very, very well throughout this whole series, especially with that reversing ball. But look, they've got a skilled attack. Siraj obviously took 4 wickets in the last game, so they've got a lot of other options too. Look, he's probably one of, if not the best bowler in the world in these conditions, so it's obviously a miss for them. But that was probably always going to happen in a 5-match series. He's obviously going to rest for probably at least 1 week, so we're kind of expecting it at some point. But look, it doesn't really change how we go about things. We're kind of aware of the threats he poses. But then it's still going to reverse, and there's still going to be guys running in trying to take our wickets.
How are you feeling at the crease? Obviously, it's been starting to do amazingly well. How do you feel? Do you still feel like you're sort of in that sort of...
Yeah, I feel really good. I think it's obviously frustrating in the last game not to kick on, especially in that first innings. Felt really good out there. But I think when you come to India, it's not easy to go and sort of blitz it for a whole 5-match series, but it's just about sort of maintaining what I did well, use that first innings or that second innings as a benchmark for me, and take the positives from that and just keep training hard. And then hopefully in these last 2 games I can sort of put in another match-winning performance. But no, I feel really good at the crease, so hopefully there's a big one on the way again.
And lastly, Ben obviously had a sustained spell of bowling there. Could we see him bowling competitively at some point this week?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a chance. He's not confirmed it yet with even in the changing room. So I think he's going to see. He bowled at the batters today, so he's going to see how he pulls up tomorrow and see how he goes. And if that's good, then hopefully we can see him with the ball in his hand in the game.
Will then Chris.
Ollie, you had a little chance to have a look at the pitch, and what you guys made of it,
Yeah, it looks an interesting pitch. There's a lot of cracks, very platey, and I think they've just wet it as well, which generally dries it up over, sort of, if you wet it and then leave it in the sun. We've sort of found that it's just crusted that top layer a little bit, so it doesn't necessarily look like a belting wicket at the minute. That's how I'd describe it. But yeah, it kind of looks like one half's good, and then the other half there's a lot of platey cracks on, which is how we see it at the minute. But I think we're going to see what happens tomorrow after the Indian team have looked at the wicket, and then make a decision on the team from there.
If it was looking like it might be a slightly shorter game, how would you, as a batting unit, approach that? Would it you kind of know the attacking start? Would it be put down even more?
I think personally that's how I see things. When the ball's doing more, your best bet is trying to almost hit the bowler off his length and try and get him to not bowl where he wants to bowl every ball. So personally, I think it helps if you try and put a little bit more pressure back on the bowler. Similar in that first test, it might be more sweeping and sort of more positive shots. But again, we're going to have to read the wicket as quick as we can, feed back to the guys coming in, and then each batter's got their own sort of game plan from there.
Chris?
How much does what happened last summer give you confidence that you can come back again this time?
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously that Australia series, I've missed those last few games, but played our best cricket when we were right under the pump. So hopefully we can do exactly that here. And the same against South Africa the year before, we were 1-0 down and then came back and played some of our best cricket to win 2-1. So we know we can do it. But look, again, it's never going to be easy against India in their own conditions, but we've got full confidence that we can bounce back and hopefully play our best cricket over the next few weeks.
And if Ben does come back and bowl in this game or in the next one, are you prepared to be the guy who's just tap him on the shoulder and say, Stokes, you get be bold?
Yeah, I mean, I think when he's going, it's pretty tough to get the ball out of his hand, to be honest. But yeah, I think I'll chat to him before the game, see if he wants anything like that from me. If he's got full confidence in his knee, then I guess you've got to trust the medical advice and trust his opinions as well. So I think that's the main thing. And then if he needs a bit of guidance on the pitch, then I can just be sort of someone to lean on.
Any more from UK media? Any more from India media? Yeah, go ahead.
Having looked at it, do you expect like India to maybe bring in a fourth spinner?
Potentially. Again, like I said, we've got to see what they do. Once they see the wicket, they're obviously training this afternoon and see if that changes what they want from the pitch, if they want to leave a bit more grass on it or not. But every chance that they might do that, especially the fact that they've just watered it as well. So obviously with Jasper missing, there's a chance that they might go down that avenue, especially with the Axar coming in with his what he can do with the bat as well. So that's definitely going to be an option for them and something that we're aware of.
Okay. Yeah, go.
Like obviously, 3 pitches we've seen so far have been lend themselves to run scoring from the start. If it were shorter, do you feel like that kind of brings the side into it, particularly with an inexperienced spinner there?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it takes a toss a little bit out of it as well. If it does spin from ball one, then I guess it's kind of a even playing field. A lot of the time when the wicket does start flat, obviously the conditions deteriorate. We won the first game batting first, they've won the last 2 batting first. So it doesn't define the result, but it does give you an advantage if you do win the toss and bat on the slightly flatter wickets. But if that does do a fair bit like we might expect it to, looking at it today, then it does definitely bring us into the game, especially with, obviously, like we said, we have got some young spinners, but I think they've bowled really well and some pretty good surfaces as well. So it definitely brings some more wicket-taking opportunities into the game. But yeah, like I said, they've done a very good job on the flat wickets as well.
And presumably, does that mean that you guys are going to be in sharper and taking the chances? Because, there may be more chances coming, but nevertheless, we've obviously seen that drop catches can be punished in this spot.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably what we missed out on in that last game, is that we had a few DRS dismissals and some drop catches which cost us, and things could have been slightly different had we taken all those chances, but that is just the nature of cricket, and we're going to make sure that we try and take every result possible and hopefully get every DRS right as well.
3 more, 2 at the front here and then finish your camera.
If the wicket does turn out to be a bit challenging than what we've seen in Jahan like that and Rajkot, how much of that Raja's Hyderabad second innings performance, you guys, especially your long wicket, do you think that your model can get to back on the business on this wicket?
Yeah, I think. Sorry, say that last bit again.
The Hyderabad second innings,
Yeah.
the way you guys play,
Yeah.
the way you play, will that be model tempted to bat on this from that?
Yeah, I think, like I said, if it is spinning more, you're probably going to see more sweep shots, more sort of innovative shots. We realise that the threats that they pose on a spinning wicket, guys like Jadeja and Ashwin and Kuldeep. So our best way of putting them under pressure is being that more positive, like we were in that second innings in Hyderabad. So that can give us a large amount of confidence going forward into this test if it does end up spinning a lot like it did then.
Go ahead, sir.
We have seen 5 left-arm net bowlers today at the Indian nets, and you were batting 3 of them. So, have you got what you wanted in terms of practice?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of net bowlers there today. So I think it's whoever's available. I asked at the start just to have some left arm spinners, and then I got our spin bowling coach Jeetan Patel to bowl some off spinners as well. So he can sort of provide what Ashwin's going to provide, and obviously Kuldeep with the ball turning back in. So I think, yeah, the facilities have been amazing since we've been here, and the net bowlers have obviously provided some really good practice for us as well, and as well as facing our own bowlers. So yeah, we've got exactly what we needed from the practice facilities.
You mentioned half is quite late. Is that live or is that late? Is that like a particular late?
Generally on line, so it's, at the minute it looks like batting from the far end, the right hand is outside, the right hand is off stump, and then from this end the left hand is off stump. So it's kind of just, at the minute it just looks like it's down the wicket, it's kind of plated on one side, and then the other side looks like a pretty good wicket.
How does that affect your mentality in batting in terms of how you go about it?
I guess you just got to become aware that so for example, Ashwin's probably going to bowl over the wicket this end to me because he might want to bowl it into that rough and all those cracks. So it's just being aware of where the bowlers are going to look to challenge you, to be honest, and then try and think of sort of your best method to come up and try and negate the threats that they pose, but also try and score some runs off them, obviously, as well.
Thanks, Ollie.